Welcome to EmpowerHER Voices Global Series Phase 2. Today, I'm really excited to have this episode in the Global Series. Why? Because today's episode is all about honoring a personality, a woman who has done tremendous contributions to STEM and her important role in the development of GPS technology, and there's a lot more. And to have this bit to pay tribute to a book launch that is being initiated by one and only Robyn, who was there in one of our podcasts earlier as well. She is a great entrepreneur, a woman who is always educating women empowerment and women advocacy. And today, she especially here took time out because she is taking an initiative to launch a historic book campaign to honor Dr. Gladys West. And who is Dr. Gladys West? And what was her contribution? What was her journey? And what is this book launch all about? And why there's a need to honor her? So this episode is going to give you the answer to all these questions. And to honor this thing, our honorable guest, Robyn, is with us. She is the founder of STEM Exposure, and there was one of the episode in our global series phase 1 in which she talked about this tremendous initiative that she launched together with her team, in which she's empowering women and girls in the field of STEM and different other related bits, and not just STEM exposure. She is heading and leading a couple of other organizations through which she's serving the community. Robyn, it's so good to have you again on Empower Her Voices.
It is a blessing, and thank you so much for having me.
Great, great. Likewise. So, for the audience, this episode is going to, share. This episode is actually marking the fifth anniversary of the impact of Dr. West's legacy and her contribution. And to start with, there's a lot that we can learn from her legacy, the contributions that she has done, and being a woman. It is such a matter of pride for all of us being women that GPS, when we talk about GPS today, it is so significant and it has an impact in almost, globally in every part of the world. So who was behind it? So there's a dire need to appreciate that personality. So Robyn, if you're just going to start, so can you just walk us through that? Just give an overview of Dr. Gladys West's pioneering work in mathematics and her role in developing GPS.
Well, thank you again. And Dr. Gladys West, she's a mathematical genius whose work has literally changed the way we navigate the world. So she played a key role in developing the GPS technology, which is now used
Wow.
in every day for things like getting driving directions, tracking packages, and even fitness apps. And we know that back in the 1950s, 1960s, she worked on building a complex mathematical model of the Earth's shape. And it was this data that later became the foundation for the satellite based GPS system, which we
Wow.
rely on today. And also, this her work is a testament to how math and science can solve real world problems. And I think, which is what is even more remarkable, is that she achieved this at a time when there were very few opportunities for women, especially Black women in the STEM fields. And her persistence and brilliance made her a trailblazer, and not just in her field, but also for future generations.
Great, great, great. So, Robyn, the thing is that, when we talk about this amazing personality, Dr. Gladys West, so why do you think that there's a need to actually recognize and celebrate the achievements of women like Dr. West, where history has somehow overlooked it? So,
Yes.
what do you want to say about this?
I think that it's important to celebrate people like Dr. West because their contributions often go unnoticed, especially women and people from unrepresented communities. And for a long time, history books, media tended to focus on achievements of men, while remarkable women like Dr. West work quietly in the background. And when we recognize these hidden figures, we're not just honoring them. We're also encouraging young women, young girls, and minorities to
True.
see what's possible for them. And for
True.
me, representation matters, right? If a young girl sees someone like Dr. Gladys West being celebrated, she might think, if she can do it, maybe I can too.
True, true. And this will actually serve as an inspiration. I couldn't agree more with you the way you said that, representation matters. It's true. Because today you are talking about the contribution of Dr. Gladys West. Tomorrow, some other lady is going to talk about the contribution of another lady, and this chain effect will go on, and this will matter at the end of the day. So today is actually, an episode in which we are trying actually just a tiny little effort to appreciate the contribution of Dr. Gladys West. So what actually inspired you to go for this book launch, and what are the key goals that you hope to achieve from this initiative?
So, what inspired this historic book campaign was the opportunity I had back in September the 3rd of 2021. So, Dr.
Okay.
West, she was a guest speaker on our global summer camp. And at that time, we were in various countries, and she was really impressed about all of the students that were participating. And at that time, she asked if I would help get her book into the hands of these Black boys and girls. And so at
Hmm.
that time, they were really taking books out of the library. But again, it's the call to get her book into the libraries and into the hands of boys and girls. And then Juneteenth, then in the 5th year anniversary, it just makes sense to
Hmm.
relaunch, the campaign, and it's entitled, putting Dr. West on the map. And it's
Hmm.
to share her inspiring life story with the world. And again, it also shows how someone from humble beginnings with determination and love for learning can make an impact on a global scale. So the book
True.
just isn't about her scientific achievements. It's about her journey, the challenges she faced,
Hmm.
and how she overcame them. And I'll share that there's three main goals to this campaign. One
Okay.
would be to educate and inspire, and again, to
Okay.
widely encourage young people to pursue STEM careers, especially those
Hmm.
from unrepresented communities. And if you asked anyone, do you know of the work of Dr. Gladys West? Do you know who Dr. Gladys West was? And many will say no. So
Hmm.
education is very, very important amongst
True.
youth and adults. And then the
True.
second goal would be to preserve her legacy. Most of us, we celebrate legendary or trailblazers after they have gone. Let's give her roses now. Let's honor her legacy and contributions and acknowledgement for generations to come. So, and the
True.
third thing would be, just creating opportunities and use her story as a springboard, for scholarships, for
Hmm.
mentorship programs, and initiatives to support young women in STEM. And my biggest thing, since this is the 5th year of her anniversary of the book on
Yeah.
Juneteenth, however you wish to celebrate Juneteenth, just make sure that Dr. West and her book, her accomplishments, is the focus.
Hmm. That's really inspiring. So as you mentioned that this year is the fifth anniversary of Dr. West's book, right?
Yes.
So far, like what are the major milestones and highlights of this campaign? Because it's like 5 consecutive years.
Well, you know that her story has been shared worldwide, and she's been
Yeah.
acknowledged and honored at the highest level.
True.
And a lot of people have saw the movie Hidden Figures, right? However,
Hmm.
she was not featured, right? So one of the
Hmm.
milestones or the major milestones, again, is to expose people or, educate people on her achievements. And one educational initiative that I did was with St. Pete College. And I have to give thanks to the provost, Dr. Karan Baptiste, because I had asked him, again, I told him about, Dr. West and how I wanted to help, put her on the map, and asked, could he help support this initiative? And he jumped
Yeah.
in both feet. And February
Wow.
the 25th, they had
Mhm.
all 7 of their campuses, their students were inside their auditoriums, and they had the
Right.
opportunity on Zoom to watch the movie Hidden Figures. And then the colleges made sure that all students had a copy of her book, It Began with a Dream.
Mhm.
And also, Dr. West's daughter, her name is Carolyn Oglesby, and she's a mathematician herself. She took 30
Right.
minutes for a question and answering concerning one, her journey as a mathematician, two, living with a legendary Dr. Gladys West, and also,
Wow.
many pertinent things within the book. And so that was the first stop on our quest of putting Dr. West on the map. And it was it was documented, because at the end, um, once we have sold, 50,000 books, I believe the goal is that we're going to
Wow.
create a documentary. So everyone that
Really.
participated in putting Dr. West on the map, we're going to, have a collection, and we're going to turn it into a documentary. And then
Wow.
also, as far as community engagement,
Yeah.
events like bringing her together. So you had Black History Month. So I had the opportunity of sharing with those in attendance about Dr. West and about the book campaign and the opportunity to purchase the book. And it's various events like that I'm participating in order to get the word out. And then also, I would say, again, however you're wanting to celebrate Juneteenth or any type of IT, engineering, just make Dr. West your focus.
Yeah, and she deserves to be there. She deserves even more than that. And I really appreciate the way you are actually focusing on this bit, because you said it's not just about one book launch. There's a whole purpose behind it, and the way you have carried it makes sense. So as you just mentioned about community outreach, so we talk about partnerships and collaborations. So regarding the reach and extent of this book campaign, are those like partnerships and collaborations helping in order to actually scale this book campaign worldwide?
Well, that's a great question, and I'm glad that you asked,
Mhm.
because this is where I need everyone's help, right? If you
Right.
are in tech, if you are a man, if you are a woman, if you are a child, we're asking for your help to spread this message by purchasing
Yeah.
the book. Also,
Great.
we're looking for partnerships from individuals that are in engineering organizations. If you have a book club, if you're a member of a book club, if you are a podcast, because I would love to get on various podcasts to share this story and the amazing accomplishments of Dr. West. And then also, Dr. West was an AKA. So I would like the support of the AKA, or even anyone that's in the Divine Nine. Let's let's work together
Mhm.
to honor a living legend.
Yeah.
Yes.
True, absolutely, absolutely, and it's a pleasure at our end as well. In fact, a privilege to honor this, legend and the contribution that she has done. And then it's a stepping stone actually for the women and young girls out there who wanted to pursue their careers. So, okay, so if we talk about, you have mentioned like in last two questions when I asked about, you mentioned, the whole purpose is to educate people, to let them know about her contributions. So, are there any steps being taken to integrate Dr. West's history? Because the work that she has done when it comes to mathematics and GPS, that is a tremendous impact. So, what about like the integration of her contribution into education curriculum or the educational programs? Is there any progress in that, or is it something in the pipeline right now?
Well, it's something that we're actively working. So, as we mentioned before, the book is so much more than just a great read. So, what I have
Right.
done, I have broken down each chapter into
Okay.
uh, each chapter of things that resonated with me, right? And then I
Mhm.
broke it down from a third grade, middle school, high school perspective, right? And so, therefore, it is a great resource for instructors. So, whether you're wanting to read to your third grade class or engaging or inspiring your high schoolers on pursuing careers in the engineering field. But then also, if you looked a little deeper into Dr. West and her accomplishment, and understanding that it was a formula that actually
Okay.
helped, right? It was a formula, right? And when you break down
Wow.
that
Yeah.
formula, I have broken down that formula in a way that you can use it in everyday life. If you are someone who's
Wow.
an entrepreneur who's wanting to
Okay.
step out, right? That
Hmm.
formula helps you is a guide. So again, this book is just so much more than just a history book. It's a book that will
Wow.
inspire the next generation of scientists, engineers, architects, basically anything that you want to be. Because after all, it all began with a dream.
Wow, that's such a great synopsis of the book, actually. It's such a hook, actually, for a reader that, okay, this is something you can get out of it. So, talking about the education and curricula, so the schools or the community organizations wish to contribute in promoting this book, so, or the book launch, so what are they supposed to do if they are up for this thing?
Right. So if you're wanting to participate, you can contact me various ways. The first is
Okay.
by calling area code
Okay.
813-990-7700. You can also email at info@stemexposure.org, and that is STEMXposure.org. Or you can visit our website, stemexposure.org. And if you are a organization that would like to use this book campaign as a fundraiser, please contact me. You can also visit the website where you can buy books in bulk, and any questions that you would have as far as bulk purchases or any of those resources that I mentioned, please visit our website and email us.
Great. It sounds great. So, okay, so you have actually mentioned about I was just about to ask that how organizations can actually, create that stone through which they can actually contribute, not just the individuals, but organizations. So you have already answered this. So, if we talk about, because you are directly involved in this initiative, you're taking the lead, and this is something really inspiring at your end. So, what do you think that if we envision Dr. West's contribution, so how is it inspiring the next generation of girls, specifically who are interested in STEM fields?
How, okay, so you're asking how, I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Yeah,
How?
okay. Yeah. So I'm just asking that if you are actually right now the best person to envision Dr. West's contribution when it comes to inspiring the next generation of girls and women who wish to pursue their career in STEM?
Well, I'm glad that you asked that question because we host camps throughout the year. And if you are a student who genuinely wants to learn more about engineering or even a pathway into
Yeah.
engineering, please visit
Hmm.
our website. And when it is contact us and please express
Okay.
your interest. Because not only STEM Exposure, we are here to help girls on their academic pathway. And we have a program and it's
Hmm.
called the Pipeline. So whether it
Right.
is a mentor, whether it's a guidance that you need, or maybe you really don't even know what it is that you want to do, that is a space or
Hmm.
questions that we can assist you with because you know me enough and I am that game changer, right? I don't fit
True.
inside of anyone's box. So what I encourage young girls, women, find out what it is that you absolutely love to do and then find the
Yeah.
STEM in that. And then once you have figured that out, then hey, we can take it to the moon, right? Literally.
Yeah. True, 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 true.
And I mean, and it's
Great.
back to the book. It began with a
Yeah.
dream. Yes, you have a dream,
Hmm.
but also there's a
Yeah.
formula. There are steps in order to accomplish that. That book, that
Hmm.
book can be that resource for you. So, girls, so you know what? I
Hmm.
get real excited when I start talking about STEM education
No,
and
but
empowering women and girls because that's me. That is, if you wanted to know who Robyn Donaldson is, that is who I am. I make a living from giving,
well,
and I'm here to
yeah.
empower the next generation of young girls and women because someone did it for me. And if I can use
Yeah.
this book as a tool to do so,
Yeah.
yes.
They're doing it, yeah. And Robyn, to be honest, we need more entrepreneurs, we need more um, coach and mentors like you because the vision and passion that you have is oozing out from you, and we can feel the energy and the positivity. And it's required. Why? Because entrepreneurs without vision or without passion, I don't think so they can sustain for long. But you have vision and you have a passion, and this is like one of the initiative out of so many that you have already taken. And you have actually, when we talk about book launch, the word book launch nowadays, so the generation is actually far away from the books, more towards the other bit. But the way you have actually narrated and elaborated that how this book can be a game changer for the women and the young girls out there who wish to have, that independence in terms of their career, in terms of their personal and professional growth. So this book is not just about the contribution of a living legend. Rather, it's about an inspiring story which can inspire millions out there. So definitely, we would actually, request the audience as well that do go out for this thing because when she is saying that it's a game changer and she has been through the entire journey and
Yes.
now there's this testimony of that she has mentioned that fine, I have asked this question that fine, if you envision Dr. West's contribution, so how it can be inspiring for the women out there. So they already have a setup by name of STEM Exposure. And if you wish to, after reading that book, after going through that, after supporting that bit, if you wish to have your career in STEM, you can reach out to Robyn. You can reach out via email. It's info@stemexposure.org. She has already mentioned, and through the website as well. And trust me, I've been through all the collateral that she said. It's just out of the box. It is just amazing. And you'll be amazed that there's about architecture, there's about music. It's like the integration of every bit together into that framework of STEM. And they're doing a tremendous job, and organizations like STEM Exposure and entrepreneurs like Robyn, we need more people in the world like her and we need to have more Dr. West Gladys in the world. And so that there are more inspiring stories like her. And this is the whole purpose of this podcast, to spread the word and to honor the living legend and her contributions, which have actually impacted communities around her globally, and that even on positive. So, Robyn, thank you so much, and I wish you all the best for this. I would rather say it's a noble cause. Why? Because when it's about inspiring people around you, it's always a noble thing. And may God give you more power, and best you have the vision and will to do that. Keep on doing that, and our support is always there. And we would request the audience, organizations, individuals who are watching this podcast to spread the word as much as you can, because it's not about how much you are contributing, it's about either you're contributing or not. And if
Right.
you are contributing, which is
Yes.
very good enough, please go for it in whatever capacity you can. And this is the main gist of it. So before that we wrap up, Robyn, is there anything that you would, leave with the audience as an advice for the young girls out there who are already, pursuing, or who are already thinking about heading towards the STEM career?
The only thing that I can say in closing, do not let anyone tell you what you cannot do. Just know that
Yes.
all things are possible, right? No matter what the circumstances, all things are possible. And if anyone or circumstance presents a barrier for you, figure out how to get around it. And also with the word barrier, I do want to say this, and this is really coming from the construction industry and being a Black woman in the construction industry. We are often hide behind the word barrier, right? We hear that word so much. There's a barrier. They've created a barrier. So let's change the mindset, right? It's not a barrier. It's just competition. It's just a tactic. So let's not worry about the barrier. Let's worry about the business,
Yes. Yeah.
right? And you know what, girl? That's a whole nother episode. That's a whole nother episode. But
Yeah,
yes,
great, great, great.
like,
Robyn, it's great. No, no. Oh,
yeah,
wow. What a new perspective. It's not
yeah,
the barrier, it's the competition. Wow.
yes,
So I
yes.
would also not stop using the word barrier, and I would rather use, there's a competition out there and you need to compete. You need to, stand out. And because when you're out, it's not about getting validation from someone, but it's about that you have to give your best. You have to try. And
Yep.
that's the main thing. And as you said, nothing is impossible. It's just that how much effort are you willing to put in and how much determined you are. That's a great advice. And it's full with like, with that optimistic approach. So thank you so much, Robyn. And we wish you all the best with this contribution. And we'll also try to maximize the outreach for this as much as we can in our capacity. And for the audience, thank you so much for watching this episode. And please do, go for this work. Why? Because might be the answers that you're looking for when it comes to your own professional growth, or when it's about the mindset. Right? This book is the answer for all those questions. So see you again with another inspiring episode. Till then, take care.